Hello, player of the Cookie Run card game, greetings to everyone. According to some foreign news, the English version of Booster Pack 2 will be released on February 25th. In this pack, it will contain all the cards from Set 3 and Set 4. In Taiwan, the Cookie Run Grand Champion Cup and the Set 4 Champion Cup ended last Saturday. So, in this video we will introduce what does Taiwan's yellow deck look like. This will allow all cookies to get a preview of the gameplay and deck building strategies around the new yellow cards, and inspire new ideas for deck building to create a unique new deck. Okay. Before we get into the details, I have to say that releasing Set 3 and Set 4 together in the English version is an excellent move. In the meta of Set 3, players from Korea and Taiwan experienced quite uncomfortable and toxic gameplay. The top 4 places in the Korean and Taiwanese championship matches were won by red decks. Fortunately, in the meta of Set 4, all colors of decks received interesting and diverse buff. This allows all deck builds to grow and improve the overall game experience. However, among the new yellow cards, there were some overly powerful card designs, which led to one of the cards quickly being included in the restricted list. As expected, this makes the metadata of Set 4 show that yellow decks reached a Tier 0 position. Many other color decks had to be built to counter the yellow decks. In the meta of Set 4 in Taiwan, due to the dominance of yellow, there is almost only one type of deck building and gameplay for yellow, which is the Millennial Tree type. I will use the yellow deck that won all the games in the Swiss rounds in Set 4 Champion Cup to introduce it. After obtaining the player's consent, I made some slight modifications for some reasons and shared this similar deck with you. This deck is mainly composed of Millennial Tree and Essence of Rejuvenation. These two new cards have extraordinary abilities. Although it slows down the tempo of the entire deck, it may take 5 to 6 turns before the attack is effective. But in the early stage, relying on Cho Cookie and the trap card Millennial Jade Deer, you can handle some troublesome situations. Millennial Jade Deer is the best trap card. In addition to reducing damage, it can also give +1 HP to a cookie. It helps the yellow deck to survive the early development period and force the game's tempo to slow down. Chuo Cookie is also an overly powerful card. Its skill effect can cause 2 points of effect damage to a LV1 cookie, which can effectively stun any LV1 cookie with 2 health. It is also easy to stun LV1 gang cookies. Once Chuo Cookie returns to the battle area, it only costs 3 costs to stun a level 1 cookie. The important function of the Chuo Cookie is not just this, but it also has 5 HP. The high health makes it difficult for the opponent to stun it, and in our next turn, we can use the combo of Essence of Rejuvenation and Millennial Tree to place a 5 HP Chuo Cookie back. In other words, all the damage done in the previous round was wasted. The opponent needs to face the cookies on the battle area again with a total of 10 HP. How ridiculous it is. So you'll quickly realize that when faced with a Chuo Cookie and a Millennial Tree, you'll need to attack the Chuo Cookie first. On the other hand, in the last video I made, we introduced 3 new yellow cards for Set 3, and among these 3 cards, just only Mozzarella Cookie can survive into the meta of Set 4. Because of its powerful control skills, it can often be the key to ending the game. Set 4 also adds a control cookie, Stormbringer Cookie, which also has powerful control skills. If the conditions are met, you can place a cookie that is level 2 or below from the opponent's battle area to the break area. This gives the yellow deck not only the Millennial Tree type, but also the control type gameplay. So, when our break area reaches 5 or 6, we need to pay special attention to whether the break area will be controlled by the opponent and become level 7. This will make it impossible for our level 3 cookies to appear as planned. Additionally, in some situations, you can use Essence of Rejuvenation to move only level 2 or level 3 cookies from the battle area into the break area. Then do not move out other cookies. Doing this will add 1 point of damage to your tropical slushie. And it can also prevent the level 2 cookies from being controlled by the opponent. This is because a big part of this powerful deck relies on the combo of the level 2 cookies being moved to the break area and then moved out again. If there is no level 2 cookie, or if it is controlled by the skills of Wind Archer Cookie or Strawberry Crepe Cookie, then the power of this deck will be greatly weakened. So when I am dealing with this yellow deck, I will make sure that all the cookies my opponent puts into the break area are LV3 cookies. This means that although Essence of Rejuvenation can exchange LV3 cookies out, but it cannot reduce the level count. Also note that when you are level 8, you will not be able to use the effects of Essence of Rejuvenation. Because when your level 2 cookies enter the break area, your break area will immediately reach level 10 and lose. However, you don't have to worry too much. As long as you have a timekeeper, you can use the on-play skill of the timekeeper to reduce the level count. And then use the effect of Essence of Rejuvenation to move a level 3 cookie out. If you happen to choose a cookie that called Timekeeper Cookie, you can use the Timekeeper skill again. And the level count will be reduced again. Wow! This game is truly amazing. But be careful, if you do this too often, your opponent may take bricks from the floor and hit your head. Clay Figure is an excellent item card that helps you clear your battle area and deals 2 damage to opponent's cookie. You can then use the Millennial Tree's abilities again, or play other cookies as you need. Clay Figure can be used in a variety of ways, especially in mirror matches, where whoever has the Clay Figure can often be the key to victory. The last thing worth noting is that this meta deck reduces the number of level 1 cookies. The reason is simple. In a mirror match, you don't want your level 1 cookie to be placed into the break area by the opponent's mozzarella cookies skill. Even so, you can still put 1 to 2 level 1 in the deck. Some people choose to put Kumiho Cookie because her passive skill can block attacks as long as there is a level 3 cookie on the battle area. And since it's a passive continuous skill, you can also use trap cards to reduce the damage of attacks. Some players choose to put cyborg cookies in yellow deck, like the Taiwanese champion of this year's Grand Champion Cup. He used cyborg cookies to end the game beautifully and technically. You can put the cyborg cookie into the break area during deck refresh, and use the Millennial Tree to move the cyborg cookie back to the battle area at critical time. In summary, there are many ways to play with these cookies and item cards, and it's worth giving this deck a try. At the end of the video, I introduce an additional yellow deck to all players. If you are like me and don't have enough money to build a meta yellow deck, then you can try the yellow deck I recommended in my previous videos. It is called Smoked Cheese and Kumiho type. As its name suggests, the key cards of this deck are Smoked Cheese Cookie and Kumiho Cookie. Since Smoked Cheese Cookie is a level 3 cookie, Kumiho can help block the opponent's damage. When Kumiho faints, Smoked Cheese Cookie can use his skill to put Kumiho back to the battle area. This will form a very powerful combo skill, and you can also use other item cards in this deck to form many interesting gameplays. However, this deck is obviously not as strong as the Millennial Tree type. To beat a Millennial Tree type deck, your deck needs to have a fast tempo and put enough pressure on your opponent. Or maybe you have a lot of control cookies like Wind Archer Cookie, Strawberry Crepe Cookie, or Moonlight Cookie. So decks of other colors still have a small chance to beat the yellow deck. The advantage of the Millennial Tree type is that it has a high fault tolerance. As long as you draw key cards such as Millennial Tree, Essence of Rejuvenation, or Timekeeper, you can successfully survive the crisis. This makes it a true Tier 0 deck. Okay. Do you think this video is helpful to you? Please leave a comment for me below.
我是多虑，我们下一次再见，拜拜。